Danny Griego, you're here with the Young Marines. Can you tell me a little bit about the program?
Yes, sir. The program of the Young Marines is we decided to get this unit together to be able to bring in some respect, discipline, and leadership into the Young Marines that we have right now. It's a program that was originally started by the commander, Bert Goodfellow. And then we got some staff and everything together, so now we're training these young kids to be like Marines. Basically, it's not so much that we want to instill the Marine Corps into them, but leadership, respect, self-discipline, and that sort of thing.
How many students did you start out with, and how many of you ended up in the program?
We started off with 43 students, and through the attrition rate that we have, we ended up with 37, which will be graduating today.
What all entailed in the program? What kind of activities did you all have them do?
On our basic course, which is the recruit training, they started with drill and ceremonies, formations, marching, and then they'll go into physical training. They went into physical training, obstacle course, which has been completed already, and classes such as land navigation, map reading, first aid, drugs, and other subjects that we have, military subjects, military customs and courtesies.
This program will continue on, and what kind of activities will the Young Marines be involved in?
Actually, when they graduate, they will be going on to a higher class now. They will be teaching leadership. We'll use some of these Marines here, Young Marines, in teaching our next class, which is coming up in January. January 10th is our closing date at that time for applications, and these people will be teaching the ones that are coming up right now. So they'll be teaching, they'll be taught leadership.
The graduation ceremonies today are very typical of what a normal military graduation would look like, and who's going to be your guest speaker?
Our guest speaker today is Ronnie Chavez. Ronnie Chavez is a sergeant from the 5th Special Forces Group. He served in Vietnam, combat veteran, well decorated, and we're very honored to have Ronnie coming up. And our ceremonies are being conducted inside because we're anticipating the weather, and so normally it would be a regular pass and review, which would be conducted outside.
Okay, thank you, Sergeant, very much.
Marine obligation. Ready, begin.
From this day forward, I sincerely promise I will set an example for all other youth to follow, and I shall never do anything that will bring disgrace or dishonor upon my God, my country, and His flag, my parents, myself, or the Young Marines. These I will honor and respect in a manner that will reflect good on them and myself.
Parade!
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker for today is Sergeant Ronald Chavez. Sergeant Chavez is a Vietnam combat veteran. Sergeant Chavez is the recipient of 2 Purple Hearts, the Combat Infantry Badge, and has been awarded his jump wings. Sergeant Chavez has also been decorated with many other awards. Sergeant Chavez served in Vietnam with the 5th Special Forces Group, Mike Force, 2 Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with a great honor to present Sergeant Ronald Chavez and his beautiful wife, Debbie Chavez.
I just want to thank you for affording me the honor of addressing you today. Wow, Young Marines, the first graduating class of Young Marines. What do you think? This, I hope, is the first class of many that will follow. I'm extremely proud of you young people for all you've done and all you've taken the first step toward living a full and productive life. And you set an example for your peers to follow you. The Young Marines' core values consist of honor, and honor is defined as one who generates respect. The second core value is courage. Courage is the greatness of spirit while facing adversity. And commitment is a sense of dedication. A poet a long time ago, Mr. E. Cummings, stated, "It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are." The quality of courage will enable you to do exactly that in the coming years, and that is to be exactly who you are. I want you to also remember to ignore any negative peer pressure that comes your way for what you're doing, because after all, you're doing it for yourself. The emblem on the Young Marines logo also has 3 words on it, which is discipline, leadership, and teamwork. Those are all great values. Discipline, I think, is one of the most important. If I can, I'd like to just give you a little story about a little bit of discipline. I graduated at Rathbone High School, and I went to college in Oklahoma. And after 3 splendid semesters down there, I had such a tremendous grade point that I was asked that I might get a full paid tour in Southeast Asia. A .4 grade point average isn't very good. What I lacked while I was going to college is I lacked in discipline. And the discipline and commitment. I just went to school and I didn't commit myself to it. So I joined the U.S. Army. And I tried out to become in the Special Forces. And after 8 months of training, commitment, and hard work, I had earned the right to wear this green beret. I want you all to remember that it's you that matters to yourself. I have a credo of myself that I do not salute things I do not love, honor, or respect. So today, I would like to render the hand salute to all of the veterans in the audience. The hand salute with respect to all of the cadre of the Young Marines. Most of all, I give you the salute of respect to the Young Marines. Hoorah! Thank you very much.
The Commandant of the Marine Corps. For 238 years, the United States Marine Corps has proudly served our great nation with unfailing valor. Bolstered by the enduring fortitude of our fellow Marines, our families, and our friends. This is why each year on November the 10th, Marines from all generations gather together in groups large and small to celebrate the birthday of our Corps and to reflect on the proud legacy and the warrior ethic we share. This is what unites Marines. From our first battle at New Providence to today in Afghanistan, Marines have always shown that they were made of tougher stuff. And when the enemy's fire poured in from all angles and the situation was grim, Marines unequivocally knew that their fellow Marines would stay behind their guns, fight courageously, and drive the enemy from the battlefield. We have always known hardship, fatigue, and pain, but we have never knowing what it is to lose the battle. Marines of generations past built our reputation as the most disciplined and honorable warriors who ever set foot on a battlefield. And we have triumphed in every battle because our Corps has always focused on iron discipline and combat excellence. This is who we are. This is what we do. It matters not whether you carried an M1, an M14, or an M16. It matters not whether you fought on a lonely island in the Pacific, assaulted the citadel in the jungle, or marched up to Baghdad. It matters not whether you are a grunt, or a pilot, or a logger. What matters is that when the chips are down and things got tough, your fellow Marines could count on you to stand and fight. And fight we did. This year we celebrate the anniversary of several epic battles in our celebrated history. The 70th anniversary of the 2nd Marine Division landing in Tarawa. The 45th anniversary of the Battle of Kuwait City. The 10th anniversary of March up to Baghdad. Marines who fought in these legendary battles each made their mark upon the history of our Corps. They have passed a rich and illustrious legacy on to us, a much heralded reputation. It is ours to jealously guard, and it is up to us to make our own marks and thus proudly pass it on to generations of Marines who will follow. Sergeant Major Michael Barrett joins me in congratulating each of you. Because of you, your selfless service, and your many sacrifices, our Corps remains strong and ready to respond to any crisis. Throughout history, Marines have faced tough times, and there will be tougher times ahead. But there is no challenge we cannot overcome. If we remain honorable and always faithful to our nation, our Constitution, and each other. Happy birthday, Marines. Semper Fidelis, James F. Amos, General, United States Marine Corps, Commandant of the Marine Corps.
Private First Class Jackson, front center. Halt.
I hold in my hands a trophy that I decided needed to be awarded with the graduation of this young Marine's graduation. It forever shall be, as long as this unit exists, be known as the Commander's Trophy. And I will present it to PFC Jackson Rochelle.